These buyers will create generational wealth. In this video, we're going to talk about why this market is totally effed, why we are headed much, much lower. But the most important thing that you need to lock into today is this: why that's a good thing. I'm going to show you in this video why I can prove to you that this market will go lower and why we can take advantage of this. Why knowing that we are going lower is all that you need to know to make unbelievable amounts of money and to literally make generational wealth. So if you are ready to make wealth for your children and your kids' children, and you want to be that rich grandpa who is sitting there in his Prada hoodie at the 20-year reunion, I don't know what I'm talking about. I want to be the grandpa that is sitting there with my great grandkids because I just flew home on my private jet. If that's you, watch this video. Okay. So all your friends will be flying economy and you'll be in a private jet if you just think this market through. We've got some big news today. Got some huge news today. We have Elon Musk buying Twitter. Hallelujah. Somebody praise him. And as you hear my beautiful tones coming through this microphone, and as you see my beautiful face on the camera, let me know today, guys, if you like the improved image quality and sound quality as I have upgraded some of my equipment. So let me know in the comments if I sound like a sultry DJ on the radio waves for you. Also, vocals, baby. Can I get a witness? Smash the like button if you like the vocals. But anyway, let's get this thing started. Let's get this thing rolling. I've got a banger video for you today. I'm literally just going to break down why I know exactly where this market is headed and why we're going to have a generational wealth buying opportunity. So you know there's an admission fee to watch this show, guys, and I'm just going to speak right to the camera because there's a lot of people quitting right now. There's a lot of people that are giving up on crypto because the markets do look like crap, and I'm not going to lie. So those of you who stay focused and come back to the channel every single day, who smash the like button, who share this with someone, please share this with someone. That's all I would ask in exchange for watching the show. Just share this with someone, okay? Because we're going to get the word out there and we're going to help people and we're going to actually make a difference. Because I promise you this strategy is going to work. And I just know it with all my heart. So I'm really passionate about it. Okay. We'll talk about Elon in a second. I really am pumped about that. We'll end with the good news. But right now, we got to talk about some bad news, okay? Because there's one thing before... Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm going to make my face big again. Because the camera is just so juicy, the high quality today. I have this dream every few nights, right? Where I think that I have the power, right, to go back in time or to see into the future. And do you know that if you could see into the future 1 minute, you'd be a billionaire, right? Because all you'd have to do is go long or short on Bitcoin in 1 minute time frames and you'd be a billionaire, right? Instantly. It'd be so easy. Now, I have this obsession with this idea. But now I have this thing where I can see into the future. I know what is coming with the markets and I can prove it to you in this video. And so just think about that to yourself for a second. If you could see the future, if you knew with probably a 90% certainty that this thing was coming, could you make money? And the answer should be yes. Okay, so that's what I'm about to show you. I'm about to prove to you that we have a recession coming. And that way, you can anticipate this and use it to make generational wealth. So the first thing that we're doing is we're showing you that supply chains are completely and utterly destroyed worldwide. It is not just Ukraine. It is not just Russia. That is obviously destroying a lot of things and is making things very, very tough here at home. But this extended Shanghai lockdown is literally causing a logistics disaster. And there's huge threads on this, and I've been looking into this a lot over the weekend on Twitter. And I would encourage you to do so yourself. But there are long threads that talk about why that literally trucks are not, look at this, trucks are not even going into Shanghai because they're too scared that they're going to get locked in there forever. They're having to pee in their trucks. Look at this. This is a toilet. He handed him his toilet. Look at this. Doesn't this look like a Black Mirror episode? This doesn't even look like real life, guys. This is actually happening in China, and truckers are too scared to drive into places like Shanghai. And it's actually worse than just this thread. Like, there's a ton of data in here. I would encourage you to go read this one. But I read this one the other day and I said, what the hell did I just read? What the hell did I just read? If you go read this, and sorry for the language on this tweet, I'm not going to read this out loud, but go read. All you have to do is go search for this on Twitter and you'll find this thread. It's got, a lot. It's talking about how trucking volume is down 87% in China's agricultural heartlands. Okay. I just want to talk about this for a second. Have you ever been on a road trip, right? You've been in your car and you've been really bored and you're driving. And do you ever notice that every third car in the United States on the road is a truck, right? Trucking is everything. That's how we get everything. That's how you get your eggs. That's how you get every single thing that you use on a day-to-day basis. We are totally dependent on trucking, right? It's probably even crazier in China, right? Because all of the goods that we buy here had to be made in a factory. They have to be put on a truck. They have to then put on a ship, and then they have to be sent to us, right? Now, if 87% of trucking is down in China. If this thread can be believed, and there's a lot of data in here, and it's talking about a lot of big areas. Look at this: 84 million people, 64 million people, 101 million people, 25 million people, 64 million people, 74 million, 145 million, 39 million people. I mean, guys, when you start to think about shutting down that many people from vital supply chain lines, we're talking about a key source of rice and lamb, key source of lumber. We're talking about shutting down iron, steel. We're talking about shutting down primary industry for feeding Beijing with wheat and all this stuff. Imagine if that happened in the United States. There would be panic. Like, you can literally not go to there would be runs on the grocery stores. It would be absolute insanity. And what I'm trying to tell you is that is happening right now in China. And so those people that are like, we're going back to new all-time highs, Bitcoin to the moon, you're not realizing that we are literally playing around in in magic internet money land, okay? This is still very early on in Bitcoin's cycle, okay? It's not 2013, but it's not 2030 either, okay? People will sell Bitcoin if the stock market crashes. I will repeat that one more time. People will sell Bitcoin if the stock market crashes. And if we do not get goods from China, that is even worse than this whole Russia-Ukraine thing. That's going to make this whole Russia-Ukraine thing that we've seen, like, your oil prices and and everything, all the prices are going up because of Russia and Ukraine. Imagine what happens if China supply chains get backed up. And they're very backed up. Like, look at this. Look at these shipping yards. If you go through this thread, you will see that it's just the tip of the iceberg, guys. And so when I saw that these supply chains are breaking down, because I've been in this space of shipping goods from China for a long time. And so when I see that, I know exactly what that means. And that means that the US is headed for a very, very dangerous period, which means we are headed for a stock market decline. We are. And that is why the NASDAQ is down today. That is why the SPY is down today. Look at this sell-off in the SPY since last week, okay? We have a combination of factors that is almost guaranteed to cause a recession and maybe a depression if the Fed does not step in shortly, okay? Because I'll just skip to the good stuff here. Like, last week, okay, last week there was this discussion, right? This Jerome Powell, you guys know he's the Federal Reserve Chair, and it was scheduled out, and I said, Powell speaks today. Everyone's hyper bullish. Once again, what could go wrong? I've been trying to warn you guys. Last week, Bitcoin was at what price, okay? This is last week. Let's go to the daily chart. And I was telling you guys, Powell's about to speak. Powell's about to nuke everything. You guys were like, oh, it's fine. We're going to the moon. Bitcoin to the moon. It was all the way up here. We were at like 40. Where were we at? Last week, at one point, we were at $42,000. $42,500 right before Powell was about to speak. And I was like, guys, you guys are complete and utter idiots. Jerome Powell is not trying to let asset prices go up. Inflation is way too high, and he's trying to reduce asset prices. And so I said, what could go wrong? And then a few minutes later, he goes on the stage, and guess what happened? Guess what happened? Straight down. I know this move doesn't look that huge right now, but literally it's just straight down since he started talking. So we have a combination of factors here, guys. Like I've been saying for months on this channel, if you've been watching, and if you know that that's true, if you know that I've been giving you guys seriously, one of the only channels on YouTube that's actually telling you the truth. Like, we are headed to a recession, a global recession, which means that there is going to be wealth creation opportunities, but you're going to have to be patient. If you've been watching and you've been like, Kale, you've been telling the truth, please smash the like button and share this with someone, okay? Please, just do it. Now look, this is what I've been saying. Check this out. These are all the combination of factors that are adding up that I think is just insurmountable, okay? We have insane lockdowns in China with people starving. We have wheat production that is totally effed. Ukraine produces most of the world's wheat, Ukraine and Russia. People are already starting to starve. Oil prices are through the roof. You've seen that at home already. It's only going to get worse. There are 45 offers on crappy houses in every neighborhood in America, sight unseen. I don't know if you guys were around in 2008. I was pretty young, but I remember where there were like people buying 6, 7, 8 houses, right? Where the bubble was so big, people thought it would never pop. Well, I see the same thing happening in every neighborhood in America. Smash the like button or comment if you've seen houses going above asking price, $50,000 above asking prices without even anyone being there, and they're waiving the inspection. When I see behavior like this, irrational, stupid behavior by consumers, you know we're at the top of a bubble, guys. It's about to get ugly, okay? Inflation is at an all-time high, and this is where it really twists the knife, right? Maybe all of these things, maybe all 5 of these things, guys, could be avoided. We still might go up if we didn't have these last few things, right? Like if the Fed was still pumping money into the market, like boom, pumping, money printer, then all of these things might not even matter, right? They might not matter. And I'll show you why. If you go back to the Bitcoin chart, last year, remember this? I don't know if you guys remember this thing called COVID. We had this thing happen where like the whole world shut down. It was this whole thing. Right? I don't know if you guys remember. It was pretty crazy. Everyone was locked down. I don't know what's up with my chart here today. Okay, so it's weird how this worked though. Okay, and I have all these indicators up. You guys should get some of these indicators. They do help with your trading. But anyway, let's get rid of them for now. Can you guys see this line? I know it's a little bit faint on your screen. Too bad. You're gonna have to like get some glasses or something. But look. You guys remember this? Like this was not a good time in the economy, right? Everything was shut down. Lockdown started right here, okay? And we had a bunch of negative things happen that should have caused the market to go down. However, the Federal Reserve was pumping unlimited money into the market. And so what happened? That happened, right? The biggest wealth creation so far in history happened. This is how a lot of people made a lot of money. I hope you were around for that ride last year. But then Elon Musk flooded it, right? So we went down. The money printer turned back on. We went back up. And then here is where the money printer turned off. Okay, right here is where the money printer turned off because inflation was too high. So this is the nail in the coffin, guys. This is the knife in the back of the bulls. So everyone who's saying we're going back to all-time highs is wrong because of this. Because we're not going back to all-time highs because we have all of these factors that I showed you right here, okay? We have things that are actually happening in the real world, not the magic internet money world, that are going to cause us to go into a recession. And we have inflation that's way too high, all-time highs. The government, the powers that be cannot have 10% inflation. They just cannot have it, guys. It's the number one priority of the people in power right now, okay? And so because of that, we have a hawkish Fed, which means they are slowing down the money printer, okay? And we have an inverted yield curve, which is a symptom of slowing down the money printer, which has predicted a recession. If you go back and watch my other videos, this has predicted a recession 100% of the time. 100% of the time. So when I sit here and I say to you guys, we are headed to lower prices in stocks, in Bitcoin, in Ethereum, in all assets, I'm not making this up. I know this is going to happen because it is... Unless something crazy happens, there's always a chance, guys. There's always a chance that like Apple comes in and buys Bitcoin or Elon buys another 20 billion in Bitcoin, right? If that happens, that would negate this. But you kind of got to think of it as a percentage chance, right? 90% chance we head lower. 10% chance something crazy happens and we go back up, okay? And so when you have a 90% chance that there's this bubble. There is a literal bubble happening. You've seen it in your neighborhoods. You've seen it. Everyone's hiring. There's 5,000 offers on each house. You've seen the bubble in your own life. Walk around your neighborhood. You've seen the bubble happening. And when you have this many needles, it's not like there's one needle flying at this bubble. There's 40,000 needles. Oh yeah, I forgot a few more. For all the people in the back. Oh, I forgot these too. We have an inept government that is more concerned with masks. They just got rid of masks just now after all this. They're more concerned with teaching your kids about sex ed. We have woke companies like Netflix and Disney starting to go broke. We have a free speech battle in broad daylight on Twitter, which thank God, we'll talk about that at the end. Elon is winning. But we have all of these needles, all of this bad stuff flying at the bubble. And all we need is one of them to get through to prick the bubble, send us back below $30,000 Bitcoin. And that is where the generational wealth comes in, okay? So let me just talk about this strategy for like 4 seconds here for those of you guys who are in the back. What are we going to do? How are we going to turn this into generational wealth? Because you guys know that's what the title of the video is. How are we going to give this money to our grandkids? What we're going to do is we're going to wait for this shit to pop, okay? You're going to have your money in an interest-bearing account or you're going to short. I would either short this if you guys know how to short. If you don't know how to short, go to blockfi.com/Kale. Put your Bitcoin in here. Put not your Bitcoin, your USDT, your USDC, your stable coins in BlockFi if you're not in the United States. Earn interest to at least counteract inflation, okay? And just wait. Just wait. You can also use Anchor Protocol and earn higher. There's a ton of ways to earn yield on crypto. At least earn yield on your crypto, okay? Please, for the love of God. Have your money and join a community like 2+2 Genesis, which is our NFT project. If you just buy one of these NFTs, you can jump in, you can talk with people who are actually working on this market every single day, and you can talk with me personally. It's going to be a blast. I post all my trades in here. I talk about it all the time. So I digress. But those are the only two things I would honestly be doing is making some passive income or shorting and waiting, and then wait for the capitulation, guys. I know that most people aren't going to be patient. Most people are going to listen to a Bitcoin podcast and they're going to be like, this is what Bitcoin was designed for. Well, everything's what Bitcoin was designed for, buddy. But Bitcoin was not designed to withstand a recession. It's going to go down if the stock market goes down. It just is. Okay. It just is. And so what I predict is that, okay, where's 30,000 on this chart? I know it's not much lower on this daily chart, but I think 30,000 is the first level to watch right here. $30,000. I'll just put 30K. I think the next level to watch is 25K. 25K maybe briefly, and then below that 20K. I don't anticipate it staying near 20K or 25K very long. I think this could be very quick movements. So make sure you're ready. Make sure you're ready to buy. But if we get down to these levels, guys, there's going to be a lot of panic in the market. And for those of you guys who don't think that's possible, I would encourage you just to zoom out on this chart, okay? Bitcoin has spent a lot of time below those prices, okay? And if it's even worse on like Ethereum, let's go to the Ethereum chart, right? People are like, there's no way we could ever see sub $2,000 Ethereum again. Well, look at this chart. Look at these prices down here, guys. Down here, it was like $247, and you're probably like, oh, that was so long ago. Oh my gosh, it was so long ago. Okay, on November of 2020, Ethereum was $400. $400. Right now, it's $28.90. Okay, so if you're telling me that we can't get below $2,000 again and buy a ton of Ethereum, I think you're smoking crack. I really think that we can, because I think that the stock market has a lot more room to fall. So I'd be waiting for sub $2,000 Ethereum. I'd be waiting for 25K Bitcoin, 30K Bitcoin, right? And then it depends on your level of risk tolerance, okay? For me, I've done pretty well, okay? Like in business, in life, I've done pretty well. And so I'm going to be making bets that I believe in for the very, very long term, because I don't really want to trade every single second for the rest of my life. I think that this is going to be the generational buying opportunity. I think that we are literally going to have one moment, whether it's this year or early next year, where we can buy coins at a price that will never go back to again, right? Remember how if you bought Bitcoin like in early 2020, this was COVID, right? If you bought Bitcoin here on this COVID dip, I know you can't even see it on this chart. Look how small that is. If you bought it at like $4,000, Bitcoin will never go below that again, in my opinion, ever. Okay. And the same moment is happening again, guys. We're going to have a recession. It is almost guaranteed. And when you can see the future, like I can so clearly see this. I don't know why everyone can't see this. You can make so much money. All you have to do is be patient. Buy a ton of what you believe in down here at 25K Bitcoin. It doesn't necessarily have to be Bitcoin. You can buy Bitcoin. You could buy Ethereum. You could buy Near Protocol. You could buy Solana. You could buy Luna. You could buy Altura. You could buy D-Race. All of those projects have more upside than Bitcoin. Bitcoin will go to $1 million, sure. But Ethereum will do will do double whatever Bitcoin does. Luna and Solana will probably do triple, quadruple, 5x what Bitcoin does. Projects that are really small like Altura and D-Race that I've been talking about for years on this channel that are like small microcap altcoins, I wouldn't buy them right now because we're going to go down lower. But when you have a chance to buy at the very, very generational bottom, guys, and you're able to load up on some coins and at a variety of risk levels, obviously the smallest coins are riskier. Bitcoin and Ethereum, guaranteed, and I shouldn't say guaranteed, but I mean, about as guaranteed as you're going to get in this life that you are going to be able to preserve your purchasing power and double, triple, quadruple it over the years if you just buy at these lows. And so it's up to you which coins you're going to buy. I know personally that I'm going to be buying projects that I believe in with all of my heart. So if gun to my head right now, what would I do if I saw 25K Bitcoin today? Just right now, I don't think this will happen for months. This could be 6 months, guys. You got to be patient. You have to be patient here or else you're going to miss out. But if I saw 25K Bitcoin today, what would I buy? I would buy Bitcoin. I would buy ETH. Let's just go to coin market cap. I can't even pull it up. Whatever. Just look at my chart. Just listen to my voice. I would buy Bitcoin. I would buy Ethereum. I would buy Luna. I would buy Solana. Now I can't move my camera again. Whatever. It's stuck. I would buy Near. I would buy Altura. I would buy D-Race. Okay, those are projects that I believe in the very, very, very long term. I think I could buy those coins, put them in cold storage, never touch them again, and make a ton of money. If that strategy makes sense to you, I want you to do one thing for me right now. First of all, comment. Let me know if this like sound quality is better. I would really like to know that. But also share this video for the love of God with one person, okay? And smash the like button. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh, I forgot to talk about Elon. No, whatever. Thank you, Elon, for purchasing Twitter. I think this is a huge moment. I think that our kids will talk about this moment. I think that by making free speech cool again, you may have put off a global apocalypse by maybe 10 to 20 years. I honestly feel better about bringing kids into the world. I know this sounds crazy. I know I know you're probably like, Kale, you're such an Elon fanboy, but it is very important that the truth gets out there. In this format, I'm able to tell you guys the truth, but who knows how long that will last. At least we know on Twitter that the truth will be out there in the public for people to see, and I think that will lead to better decisions by our governments and by everyone. So thank you, Elon. I honestly get worked up about it because we need free speech bad. So if you agree with that, I don't know. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Smash the like button. Love you guys. Bye.